Hi guys, it's Paul from newmodels.co.uk. Welcome to part 6 of our Tamiya YZ250 16 Motocrosser build. This is where we're at in part 5. You can see we've got all the main assembly assembled now. The front forks are on temporarily. They need to come off to attach the handlebars and what have you. Everything's nearly ready to go on that. We just need to put a few hoses on, touch up a few of the chrome parts. Once the handlebars are on and painted, which we're going to do today, we can then start spraying the bodywork and get them decaling done. So hopefully today I'm going to get the handlebars on, probably get some of the hoses connected, and we may even get started on some of the priming of the body parts. We'll see how we get on today. So we'll crack on and we'll get going. So just going to move that to one side. As always, I prepared some parts off camera. So we've got the handlebars again chromed. I'm not removing the chrome as I've done for the whole build because the chrome's really nice. Even varies in tones from different parts to more, what would you say, brushed effect. So really nice chrome parts. Makes a change in the kit to get chrome parts this good. So I certainly wasn't going to spend the time stripping them all. So we've got the main handlebar parts, which consist of 2 grips, the handlebars, brake and clutch pedal, lever, and the actual connecting parts to handlebars for these. A few colours called out. It's matte black mainly, or only really. So we're going to be brush painting those again using Vallejo model colour. So what we'll do first is we'll start attaching some of the actual chrome parts. So I'm just going to orientate the parts where I think they need to go, and then we can start gluing them in position and seeing what's what. So there's a little locating lug just there. I'm going to zoom us in a little bit. There it is, just there. Try and keep us in shot. There we go. So as you can see, there's one there. Actually, that's a bit of where the sprue was, so we'll cut that off. I must have missed that when I was tidying up. Obviously the grips go there, so no problem in sanding right back, and I've even missed the other side as well. Not like me. There we go. Right, so we get some super glue while we're at it. Got a little applicator tub. Just put a generous splodge in there. There we go. Put that to one side. And today we'll be using a cocktail stick because my Mr. Hobby glue applicator tips actually fell off, which is great. I was warned about it, but sadly whatever I didn't make any difference. I cleaned it up every time, and even over time it just decided to fall off. So what we need to do, we need to orientate the parts so we got them the right way. So a quick reference to the instructions. That one looks right to me. So to connect that part, it'll be that one. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll put that there. We've got one locating lug there, so I'm going to drop a little bit of super glue on, to which we'll then glue that in position like so. So the little lug's got it. Let the super glue grab hold and make sure we've got the right way around, which I haven't, which was lucky. The reason I'm using thick super glue because it takes that a little bit longer to dry. So if you do notice a mistake, exactly like I just did, you can rectify it before the glue dries. It's too late and you're in a whole world of trouble. So there we go. So the bottom half's glued on. I'm just going to hold it in position for a second. The top part's not glued on. I'm just holding like this to make sure we've got the correct position. So we give that 5 seconds or so. Like I said, it's thicker super glue. It does take that a little bit longer to dry. All I'm doing is use a little bit of Zap Industries. Is it Zap Industries? No, Zap Kicker, just to make sure that we're actually glued in position. Careful of that stuff, I say it every time. Highly poisonous, do not breathe it in. Although I am breathing it in right now, there's not much you can do really, but just try and breathe in as little as possible of it. Because it really is nasty stuff. So again, just using the cocktail stick to pick up glue. I'm dot and dabbing it in position. Because again, because of chrome parts, you can't use normal Tamiya glue, Rebel and what have you. It does need to be a CA glue, unfortunately. We get a bit more of this. It's a very good kicker. Like I said, I'm using a generic, or what we call almost a builder's super glue kicker, and I bought these elsewhere the other day, and I found it so much better. If you've been looking on eModel's Facebook page, you may have seen my King Tiger when it was in its bare photo etch state, and the amount of photo etch on this thing, it literally is totally upgraded, but it's all been sprayed and, well, it's part weathered so far. So if you go to eModel's Facebook page, you'll see this in bare plastic and photo etch. It's just covered in the stuff. So the kicker really does help because it gives an instant bond, saving you having to sit there holding things, getting stuck to it as well, and what have you. It really does help. So this part goes that away, like so. And goes over the top, which is a bit weird. Would not have thought that would have gone over the top. It looks rather odd. That's what the instructions call out, and that's what the next picture shows. So hey ho, we do as it's told. And then we got one of the grips. So we just ease that in position. Second, I need any glue. Probably. Right, yeah, there's a little locating lug on the right hand lever, so that's quite helpful in locating that part. Need a little bit more glue. There we are, so there we go, that away. There's a little tiny locating lug there, and there's also one on that lever, like I say. So although it's doubtful the way it actually is positioned, that is correct. Just looks very odd to me, but never mind. Slide one of the grips on, and there we go. So there should be a little gap. Yep. So off to the opposite side. Grab the opposite one. And there we are. So there's the levers and all the components assembled, and make sure there's nothing else. There we go. So that's that done. Okay, so we've got some Vallejo matte black. Well, it's actually black, but it'll be matte in a minute. We'll add some matte medium to it. So we've got a paint pot. Put in a couple of drops of matte black. A little bit of the matte medium. So it's just an acrylic medium that turns the paint into a matte effect rather than gloss. You can see it in there. Give it a good mix together. Using a Tamiya flat brush, small size. Bit of tissue, get off the majority. Have a look, see what needs to be painted. Just the front of the control levers. Yep. You may find that these chrome parts will need a few coats of paint, because once you brush it on it tends to dissipate everywhere where you don't want it. Well, not where you don't want it, where you do want it, should I say. So we'll give it one coat, then off camera I'll get it all sorted before we come back. Yeah, the chrome effect on the plastic isn't the greatest painting surface, purely and simply because there's nothing for the paint to actually key to. Right, okay, while the handlebar is drying, I've moved on to the front fork air tanks. So all these comprise of is two parts, which is these two, now been glued together. You can see there's quite a bit of touching up required on the chrome parts where they've been sanded. They're actually handed parts and they're labelled right and left, so you know which one's which. And each one comes with a little rubber cap as well, which fits over like so. So like I say, they're handed. I've got the right hand one in my hand. So while I'm at it, I'm going to pop it on the bike. So just trying to figure out which way they actually locate. So it goes that way, like so, in there. I take it that is it. Literally just push fit in. So what we'll do, we'll push fit it in for now. We'll see how it holds up. Just friction fitted. There's the other one. This is the left hand one. Sorry, you're not in shot there, I didn't realise. So as you can see, it's just been push fitted in position there. We'll do exactly the same with the next one. And all it is, you got the little, you can see it there, just a little lug that goes facing forwards. That one's much tighter than the other one. Like I said, we'll leave them for now. We'll just see how they hold up in position like they are for now. What I'm going to do, I actually thought this little holding pin that we put on last time was going to have to come back out. I don't think it's going to. So I'm just going to push it fully home, which I have. Handlebars, they're drying quite nicely. There's a few little spots to touch up the matte black, which isn't a problem, we can get to that. So I'm going to just try, which we can't do with these in, so they can come back out. I'm going to pop those in position, which fits in like so. There are two little bracket tops that fit over this. If I turn it a bit, we can see it better. There we go. So although they're in, there are two little tops to these that actually fit over. I'm now taking these off, I've forgotten which side is which. So there's the left. Like I say, there's a little L and R on each side, so you know which one's which. So we'll pop that in position. Pop that one in. I think that right hand one's going to need a little bit of glue at some point, but we can sort that out at a later date. That's no problem. So there's the handlebars on. So what we need now are two parts D6, which are over here, and they're just a little bracket clamps, I suppose they are, that on a real bike would clamp the handlebars together. So we're just going to trim them off. Quick tidy up with a sanding stick. So all I do is just remove as much excess screw as possible without damaging the part. Brilliant. And I'm going to guess by the look of these are going to be push fit as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to take these back off. Keep putting them on and to take them back off. So I'm glad I didn't glue them. Quite tight to get off now because the handlebar's in the way. And then you can see there's a hole in front and behind. Oh god, he knocks the bike over. There's a hole in front and behind the handlebars. So I'm assuming. There we go. Push fit. Absolutely fantastic engineering on this kit. Everything just push fits in. Really, really good. What we may do. Oh, actually, should we leave them? Yeah, what we'll do. I was going to glue them in position. I was going to use a little bit of Tamiya extra thin and just put it in the hole and glue it in. But it's always handy if there's a part that's friction fits so well to leave it alone. That at a later date, if I need to get those handlebars back off, I know they come off very easily. So it's a much simpler way of doing it. This requires gloss black, which we can use the black we had before. Where's the brush I had, which I've lost? There it is. We can just quickly give these a paint. Then we'll come back and we'll crack on with something else. Right, okay, there we go. Handlebars are all on, attached, painted. There may be parts that need the paint touching up on later date. I can do that near the end of the build. Not a problem at all. So that's actual build of the bike completed now. All we've got to add is there's a couple of decals to add, which again, once we've got some of the paint out of the way, I get those applied because they're going to need a slight gloss coat underneath them if it's not a gloss finish as it is, and then they're going to need setting and what have you. So we'll do that in the last part. So we've got a few cables and hoses to attach, so I'm going to have to go back through the build to find out what we've got and where, because I don't like to add them at the time because they tend to get damaged and they tend to get in the way quite a lot. So I tend to leave them off till the end until everything's built, and then I know when I route them through the bike they're going to stay there, they're not going to get damaged and what have you. So literally in the kit there's a coil. I can get that tape off, which I can't, so we'll leave it on. There's a coil of Tamiya's hollow hose. Can be a bit of a nightmare to apply. I have had trouble in the past with this stuff, and I said I'd never use it again. I said I'd use like plus model wire and the such to do it, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and we'll see what's what. So as you go through, there are various stages in the instructions, like this one for the front brake. So it shows the hose, its location, also shows its length required, which on this one's 19 centimeters. And at the bottom gives you a handy little ruler, which unfortunately for that one doesn't go to 19 centimeters and it goes to 14, but we can still use it anyway. And as you go through, there'll be various steps and stages to explain where those hoses are required. So for this purpose we'll do this one, then I'm going to go through the build and do the other one. There's only about 4 of that, I think, in total. So the easiest way of doing it is use your ruler, or if you've got a longer ruler, which I have in fact. So 19 centimeters from there to there. You can cut it with your normal sprue cutters, but obviously that flattens the end, so make sure you push it back out. Have a look, see where it goes. So familiarise yourself with the way it's being routed through the bike, and if you go through several different views of it, you'll see where it actually goes. So it starts at the bottom, all the way up through the fork and to the brake control on the other side. So what we'll do is we'll feed it up first. Get some tweezers because it's going to be no doubt awkward to get through some positions. Like so. Then have a check, see where it gets routed. To make it goes around. By the look of it, I think it goes through there, does it? Appears to go through there, but there's no room. So we'll go to another picture and see if we can see which way it gets routed. which we can't really, quite confusing, I can't tell where it goes at that point. It definitely goes through there, then comes back out. So what we're going to do is we'll go over the top, pull it through, and we'll come back out. There we go. So obviously, if I move this so you guys can see, I'll zoom in a bit. So there you go, I've routed it through there, and then we've got to attach it to this. This has been painted, so I don't really want to be mucking about with this bit too much. Hopefully it'll slot on nice and easy, which it has, which is brilliant. So there's one through. Looks okay to me. So we go down to the bottom. It actually looks a little bit short, so what we'll do is we'll go over the top, pop it off. Come on, there you come. Very fiddly. There we go, we'll put that down a little bit. It shows it being tucked in there on the instructions, but when it's like that, it was actually too short to reach the bottom. So that's not how it's going to go, and that's just slotted on there. Really nice, so no problems there at all. So, I put it there, you can see that front controls just come off at the bottom. It's because I purposely didn't glue it in. So if we can get you in there now. This is also just jogged my memory that this needs a little lick of paint down the bottom as well. Fiddly. There we go. Probably do a little bit of glue in there. If I zoom out a little bit. Sorry about the any old Iron Man shouting away in the background. Something we never heard for years, and it's all over bloody here now. So there we go, that brake cable is in position, across. Could do a bit of glue at the top. I probably won't glue it, it's friction fitted in quite nice. The bottom definitely needs gluing, also needs a little lick of paint because it needs a matte black paint on there, so I'll crack on with that as well in a bit. I'm going to go around the entire bike now, add all the other hoses, and I'll come back once we're done. Okay, so there's all the cables and what have you attached. There's a couple of bits left on the fuel tank which you can't put onto the sprayed. We've got the actual fuel line itself to the carburetor, and there's also a breather pipe as well. But what we have got with the accelerator cable, we've got the front brake, we've got the clutch, and that's it really for the cables, so not really much to attach. The accelerator looks a bit odd at the minute because it's not really held in position, because the front board that has the bike number on it actually holds that in position. Like I say, we've still got a few little bits to touch up. There's a few bits where super glue has gone white that we'll touch up once we start getting it, the bodywork together and what have you. And there's also a few little bits on those front handlebars that just need a little bit more matte black, but we'll go around those all together at the end. So that's basically us for part 6. I'll be back. I'll do it very shortly because I'm very eager to get this done now and out of the way. It's dragged on for quite a while now because it's such a big bike to build. Been an absolute awkward thing to build as well in video, trying to figure out what segments to do because it's just something I'm not used to doing. Really out of my comfort zone, not knowing what steps to build it in and what have you, but we got there. Like I say, the bike, the actual bike itself is probably 95% built. We just got all the bodywork to prime, prepare and spray, lacquer, a couple of decals, so we'll get all those done in the next part. I'll be using Tamiya's AS, I think they are, or the TS they are actually, TS sprays and Tamiya spray primer in the aerosol cans. just because it's something I've never really used before. I've got the colour there for it, I've got the primers, so we'll use it that way. Also because of a bigger surface area, it'll spray a bit quicker. And hopefully, I've never really had much luck in the past with getting gloss finishes. I get a lovely finish, and then with handling the paint, because obviously you've got to handle the bodywear part to put it on, I get fingerprints, discoloration, dullness and what have you. So I'm hoping using the TS sprays will dry a lot quicker, they'll really harden well before I handle them, and give the bike a really nice finish. If I'm totally honest, I did say at one of the beginning videos, the bodywork is that good, you would get away with not spraying it. It really is that well made. It was something I was really tempted to do, but I think we are going to spray it regardless. I think it'll look a lot better. Besides, there's a couple of parts that need gluing, so they're probably going to need sanding as well, so there will be parts that are noticeable. So we'll get all set up, and when we come back for part 7, we'll be straight in the spray booth. We'll get it all primed, keyed, taken back. We'll get the base colour on, again we'll key it, get it lacquered. I've got a lacquer spray there as well, and Tamiya spray paint, and we'll get it done. The only thing we're not going to do on this is the stand. There's an actual work stand. If any of you worked on motocrossers or own them, you know you get a stand, you can literally put the whole bike up on it, rather than having it on its kickstand to make it a lot easier to build it. I'm not going to be using that at all. I wouldn't trust leaving this bike on that, because I've got a feeling it'll fall off. So I won't be building that at all. This bike will be displayed on its kickstand as it is, like so basically, because that's how I want it displayed. It's a lot safer, it's a lot more stable, and also something else I didn't show you as well. Front suspension works great, as does, I'm going to use my other hand, rear suspension, really good. Like I say, still a couple of decals to go on there, but we'll get the decal all done together once the bodywork's done. So like I said, that's us for part 6. I'll be back for part 7 quite soon. Check out your models Facebook page, send your pictures of your models to them, what have you. Like them, you get notifications of all the latest updates. Have a look at their have a look at their website. Everything you need in there, I use it all the time. Absolutely fantastic. And if you're a fan of aviation, you'll notice that Tamiya's latest 132 F4U Corsair has just been released, and I've just seen today on Facebook that it's actually out in the UK today as well. So if you're after one of those, get yourself one of those as well. Have a look at YouTube, all the other videos are on there. I've done Plus E Models review videos, they're little review videos they do. And also, if you look on International Scale Modeler, all these videos are on there. So you can go through, you can actually comment on the forum, rather than having a comments part like you do on YouTube. And also, there's everything else on my forum you could wish for. And E Models also sponsor the monthly prize draw, so you get a chance of winning. They've got a nice kit and what have you. So well worth joining and signing up. So paulfrommules.co.uk. I'll be back soon for part 7. We will get this completed. Take care and thanks for watching.